Let's see how the malloc function works. So let's say you have int n and int star ptr. I can say printf enter array size. I can use a scanf which says percentile d comma ampersand n. So using this, we can ask the user to enter the size of the array during runtime. And then I can have ptr equals int star malloc n star size of int. So let's go a bit more deep into this. So as soon as you get the value of n from the user, you are going to execute this statement here. What this statement does is, it's going to create an array depending upon the value of n. So let's assume n is 6. So it's going to create 6 elements, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's assume n is 7, so that's 7 elements. So n is 7. Size of int is 4 bytes. Now if you're using older compilers, it might just be 2 bytes, but here it's going to be 4 bytes in most modern compilers. So that 28 bytes are allocated. So 7 locations, 28 bytes. Each location will have a dummy value, or it's also known as a garbage value. A garbage value is anything that cannot be predicted. So it can be any random value. You have absolutely no control over it. I forgot to tell this in the beginning of the course, but let's say you make the declaration int a. A is going to contain a garbage value. When you make a as 3, that is when a is going to store 3. So if you declare a variable and do not initialize it, it's going to contain garbage value. So similarly with malloc, it's going to create 7 entries, and all the 7 entries are garbage values, and it's going to create a pointer which points to the first element, or it stores the base address of the first element. Now once we have this, we can initialize it with random values that we want using the random number generator. So this is how malloc works. calloc is very similar to malloc, with the only difference that first there is a syntax difference in star calloc n comma size of int. So that's the first difference. Now notice the difference here. In malloc you have n star size of int. In calloc you have n comma size of int. It's pretty much one and the same. Internally it's just going to do n star size of int, but they are written differently. That's the first difference. The second difference is that with calloc, it's going to create 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. It's going to create 28 bytes of memory, but this time it's going to initialize all those locations to zeros. And the pointer points to the address of the first element. calloc is slightly slower than malloc. So as per speed, calloc is lower than malloc. You can use any of those. If you want all your elements to be zeros, you can use calloc. If you don't really care about what your initial elements are, you can use malloc.